All right, folks, buckle up. We're diving deep into a matchup that has grappler versus grappler written all over it.
Oh, yeah, this one's got fireworks potential.
Grant Dawson, Diego Ferreira, UFC 311. Need I say more?
I think the grappling fans are already on the edge of their seats for this one.
For sure. So you've got Dawson, 30 years young, 22-2 with one draw. Coming off a tough knockout loss.
Yeah.
Looking to make a statement.
And on the other side.
We've got the veteran, Ferreira, 39 years old, with a 19-5 record.
And fresh off a win over Michael Chandler.
Exactly. Talk about a statement win. So you want to know where the smart money's going.
Well, let's just say the odds makers seem to have a favorite.
Oh, do tell. Spill the beans.
They've got Dawson sitting pretty, anywhere from -260 to -370.
Wow, so pretty clear favorite there.
Yeah.
And what about Ferreira? Where's he landing?
He's sitting in the underdog spot, +200 to +305.
Interesting. But hey, we all know odds don't tell the whole story, right?
Absolutely. We got to look beyond those numbers.
A 10-year age difference. Does that even matter?
Well, Ferreira's proven he can still hang with the best.
Okay, so let's dive a little deeper. Tail of the tape time. What are we looking at here?
So physically, they're pretty evenly matched. Height-wise, Dawson's got a slight edge, but Ferreira has that reach advantage by an inch and a half.
Reach could be key in the stand-up game, but we all know this fight will likely hit the mat.
Oh, you better believe it. And that's where things get really interesting.
All right, break it down for us. What are we seeing stylistically?
So Dawson's a wrestler, through and through,
Mm-hmm.
relentless pressure, ground and pound, and we can't forget those submissions. 13 career submissions. He's a beast on the ground.
Ferreira's just going to let that happen. I don't think so.
Not a chance. His BJJ black belt is legit, you know? He's dangerous from his back, looking for submissions or scramble back to his feet. And don't underestimate his striking either.
Yeah, that knockout of Michael Chandler was something else. So we've got Dawson, the relentless wrestler with a knack for submissions, and Ferreira, the savvy BJJ expert who can also pack a punch. Where do you see the biggest strengths and potential pitfalls for each fighter?
Well, for Dawson, it's all about that pressure. He's going to want to close the distance early, get Ferreira against the fence, work those takedowns. Once he's on top, it's his world. But that aggression can be a double-edged sword, you know? Sometimes he leaves himself open to counters.
And that's where Ferreira could capitalize.
Bingo. Land a big shot, change the whole fight. But Ferreira's cardio has been, well, let's say it's been a question mark, especially in those later rounds. If he can't keep Dawson off him, it could be a long night.
So we've got Dawson's pressure versus Ferreira's experience and counter-striking ability. I mean, this is setting up to be a real chess match.
Oh, absolutely. Every move matters.
Okay, enough teasing. Let's get down to brass tacks. Who you got? Who takes this one?
If I had to put money on it.
You always have to put money on it.
Yeah, you're right. I'm leaning towards Dawson. That pressure, that cardio, it's going to be a lot for Ferreira to handle over 3 rounds. I could see Dawson getting a late submission.
Okay, so you're thinking Dawson by submission. Maybe round 3.
That's my gut feeling, yeah. But look, it's MMA. Anything can happen. Ferreira's a tough dude, lots of heart. It's a close one, that's for sure.
All right, so you're saying there's a chance for an upset.
No, definitely. You can't count Ferreira out.
Okay, so let's talk betting. The safe bet, obviously, Dawson straight up at -260. But let's say our listeners are feeling a little adventurous. What do you got for them?
Well, if you're buying into my prediction, Dawson by submission at +120 might be worth a look. I mean, 13 submissions, right? And we know Ferreira could be vulnerable on the ground.
All right, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Any other betting angles worth mentioning?
For a real long shot.
Oh, I love a good long shot. Give it to me.
You could look at Ferreira by KO +275. Risky, but hey, Dawson's been knocked out before. Ferreira definitely has that one-punch power.
So the safe bet, the calculated risk, and the Hail Mary. I like it. I like it a lot. What about the fight not going the distance? Seems like a pretty good bet considering their finishing rates, right?
Yeah, that's not a bad bet at all. -180. Both these guys are finishers. They're not looking to leave it in the judge's hands.
All right, so we've got some options for everyone. Now, for you listening out there, what are you thinking? Do you agree with the expert's pick? Let us know in the comments. And stay tuned for more analysis of this exciting matchup. We'll be back with more. It's crazy, right? You've got this 10-year age gap between them.
Yeah.
Dawson, he's on the rise, hungry. But can he handle, the pressure of being the favorite?
That's a good point. It's like the weight of expectation, you know? He needs to prove that that knockout loss was just a fluke.
And Ferreira.
He's been there, done that, fought the best. He knows how to win.
But is there a chance that he's, like, content now? You know, just playing the spoiler.
It's possible, but I think Ferreira still has that fire. You saw it with the Chandler win. He wants to prove he can still compete.
Yeah, that Chandler win was huge.
Definitely a statement.
So it's like the young lion versus the crafty veteran.
Classic story, right?
And it makes me think back to that Chandler fight, right? Chandler was heavily favored, and Ferreira just shut him down.
Huh.
Could we see a repeat performance?
It's possible. Styles make fights, and Ferreira has a style that can give Dawson problems. If he can keep it standing, use that reach, land some big counters.
He could pull off the upset.
He could, but it comes down to the cardio. Can he maintain that pace for 3 rounds against a pressure fighter like Dawson?
Yeah, that's the big question. And those later rounds, that's where that age difference could really show, right?
Definitely. If Dawson can wear him down, tire him out, those takedowns are going to start landing.
And once it gets you on the ground.
It's over. That ground and pound, it's relentless.
We've talked about Ferreira's striking, but we haven't really touched on Dawson's vulnerability there. I mean, Ferreira does have that one-punch power.
Yeah, that's something to watch for sure. That Bobby Green knockout showed a weakness.
So Dawson can be hurt.
Oh, yeah. If he gets caught, he can go down. But I think he's learned from that. He'll be more cautious this time.
So he's evolving, still learning.
Absolutely, and that drive to improve,
Right.
that could be a big factor here.
Okay, I think we've covered a lot. Any final thoughts before we move on?
Just that this is a can't-miss fight. Contrasting styles, storylines, high stakes. Man, I can't wait to see how it plays out.
Me neither.
Yeah.
It's going to be a nail-biter. So, for everyone listening, who do you have winning this fight? Let us know in the comments. And we'll be back with our final thoughts and predictions. Okay, so before we lock in our final predictions, let's talk about some of the betting options out there, you know, for those who like to add a little extra spice to the viewing experience.
A little skin in the game.
Exactly. So we've covered the basics, right? Dawson to win, Ferreira is the underdog, fight not going the distance. But for those who like to dig a little deeper, there are some prop bets that could be interesting.
Yeah, prop bets can be fun.
So you mentioned Dawson's vulnerability to strikes and Ferreira's, knockout power.
Right.
If you're really feeling Ferreira for the upset, a prop bet on Ferreira by KOTCO could have a nice payout.
Yeah, the odds on that are usually pretty good, considering most people expect Dawson to take it to the ground.
And on the flip side, if you're all in on Dawson's grappling, those 13 career submissions,
Right.
you could look at a Dawson by submission prop bet.
Good option.
The odds won't be as high,
Yeah.
but still a solid bet if you think he's going to dominate on the map.
Of course, there are always tons of other prop bets you can find, depending on how specific you want to get. Round betting, method of victory, even stuff like number of takedowns, significant strikes.
Yeah, you can really get granular with it.
It all depends on your risk tolerance, I guess, and how much you trust your own analysis.
Right. Always do your research, folks. Compare odds across different platforms, and most importantly, bet responsibly. It's all about having fun.
Couldn't agree more. At the end of the day, it's about enjoying the fight, appreciating the skill, the athleticism of these guys.
Well said. Well said. Okay, let's get to it. Final predictions. I'm gonna go with your pick. Dawson by submission, round 3. I just think his pressure, his grappling, it's going to be too much for Ferreira in the long run.
It's definitely a strong possibility.
But hey, wouldn't be surprised if Ferreira pulls off the upset. It's MMA. Anything can happen.
I've been thinking about it, and I'm going to stick with my pick, too. Dawson, I think he's got that momentum, that hunger, coming off that loss. He wants to prove himself.
Yeah.
But Ferreira's a tough, savvy veteran, not counting him out by any means. This is a real toss-up.
And that's what makes it so exciting. 2 elite grapplers, clash of styles, so much intrigue. Man, I can't wait for this one. So for everyone listening, make sure you tune in to UFC 311 on January 18th, 2025. You do not want to miss this fight.
It's going to be a good one. And don't forget to hit us up in the comments with your predictions and thoughts. We love hearing from you guys.
Yeah.
Enjoy the fight, everyone.